Hi to everyone of the sign of Taurus. This is Zaida Velgara from Becoming I Am, here to give you your reading for May 2026. I hope you enjoy it. As always, I like to talk about astrology. I pick 4 events of the month, and then I pick some oracles or some tarot regarding it. And in the end, I give you a general message. I hope you enjoy it. So this one we're starting a little early just because I want to talk about May 1st. May 1st, there is a full moon in Scorpio. And for some strange reason, this full moon does not feel good, is what I can say. I feel like it has a lot to do with karmic payout, some darkness that is coming to light. Kind of the feeling of paranoia is very strong on this. Also, the feeling of being attacked or like extreme emotions kind of popping up. And because of that, I decided I wanted to use my demon deck to kind of find out what demons are going to be revealed for you in this beginning of May. And I think it's important to state the fact that this ominous feeling of the beginning of May just feels like it's going to continue on and off throughout the entire month. So I would like you guys to keep that in mind. And it's not to freak you guys out, but sometimes being cautious and knowing that something can potentially happen and being overly prepared is better than thinking everything's going to be fine and then getting hit with a curveball, right? So for you, my Tauruses, what demon reveals itself? So we have Cerberus, and here it says, let me pause it for a second. So I paused it because I wanted to look it up in the book, right? And it says here that when Cerberus shows up in your reading, what he's kind of trying to tell you is to be humble, kind of like don't go beyond your means, stay within a budget because see, this is what I mean. Like the month feels a little bit auspicious, and the fact that we get Cerberus here, which is kind of telling you focus on humility and finding comfort within means instead of wanting beyond your budget, tells me that one of the shadow aspects that can be revealing to you guys in the month of May might be tight economy. So, and because I know what's going on in the world right now, I would say be cautious and maybe hold off if you're thinking about making a big purchase, because it does look like the month of May might come up with some surprises that are unexpected. This is what I'm saying. It just feels off. I don't know how to explain it except it feels off. Then the second thing that's coming up is May 6th. Pluto goes retrograde in Aquarius. And this, I wrote down for this, it's like, don't be surprised if you start kind of craving human connection and hating things that have to do online, kind of wanting to be out there. And it with how social media has been lately, with like really weird things that are showing up here and there, it might be that you might be extremely overwhelmed with everything being slammed on you and bad news and whatever. So it's kind of better to tune off. But Pluto retrograde, it just feels really jacked up. And we just started the month with this energy of, hey, maybe the economy might be a little weird. So another oracle deck, I want to see how it affects you, my Tauruses. And we have number 34 that says impossible things, working through disbelief, imaginative leaps, fresh perspectives. And you see this what I'm saying? It's like this energy of, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe I'm actually hearing this. I can't believe this is actually happening. I just keep feeling that. And I don't know why I'm feeling it. Oh, you're making my head itch. I don't know why I'm feeling it, but I'm feeling it. And it's like when I started doing the write up for me and all kinds of stuff, and I started looking into stuff, I'm like, something just doesn't feel right about me. So disbelief, tightening your belt, being kind of precautious when it comes to your economy and with what's happening in the world, very important for the month of May so far. May 16th, new moon in Taurus. This yet again is your moon, and it's focusing on stability, financial stability, job related stability, just feeling safe when it comes to your money, to what you have and your assets. So it's like, it's kind of funny because I'm shuffling the cards and you're seeing that. And still I'm getting all these messages that make me feel like the astrology. And this is why I like to pull astrology. So you guys can realize that these tarot card readers really are reading the energy of the astrology. And then interpreting it based on their collective viewpoint, right? So, and then we have the tree of life. Oh, gosh, this camera is not going to make me see these words. Believe me, it says the tree of life. Okay. So that's interesting that we have the tree of life, because when I saw that, I saw money tree, right? So again, it's creating a future for yourself, creating a future for your children, creating a future for the things that you're moving forward in. The tree of life for me is talking about having deep roots and making sure that you're sustaining yourself for the near future. It does. It just feels like get ready, like, like hankering down, making sure that everything is like all your ducks in a row, just in case. Just in case. I'm not saying it's for real, but just in case. That's what this feels like. Okay. All right. After that, the last one that I want to look into is Mars entering Taurus. So this is when that energy of the warrior, because Mars used to be in Aries, and when it was like that, it's like an awakening of the inner warrior, where you're coming out of your shell and you're fighting, etc., etc., and kind of being authentic within yourself. But when it enters Taurus, it's kind of like this energy where, like, you start being very stubborn and structured about the way that you proceed going forward, not movable, kind of resistance of change and resistant of movements. That can be good and bad in the same time, because if it's a situation where you're moving towards a certain direction and you're not allowing yourself to get distracted, et cetera, then that's positive. But it's something that you're hankering down on, something that's not positive for yourself, well, bad, right? So I want to see how it's going to affect you. It feels very miser energy. Kind of like, I'm not ready to spend that money or do that thing, because what if something happens? Things don't feel stable. Okay, 4 cards came out. I only wanted one, but I'm just gonna take it as it writes. And here, the first thing we have is spirit, protection, protected aura, divine intervention, guardian angels, shielding. Okay. Then after that, I have conflict, clashing differences, incompatibility, irreconcilable. Um, I feel like that combination is really good for you guys, because it's saying you're being protected from some kind of dark energy that might be hovering around. I think this is external, like world like. Okay. But then we also have it internal, because we have jealousy, rumors, pettiness, being envious, talking behind your back. So this is something that I would like to say, when something happens to you personally, it's actually, and it's astrologically based, right? Not stupid shit that we do space, but astrologically based. You'll notice that that mirrors externally also. So the first thing I'm seeing is some external conflicts. Maybe the region you're living in, the state you're living in, blah, blah, blah. They're having some sketch things happening, but you're being highly protected. But then we have in your internal circle, jealousy, gossiping, and then we have tether, and that's telepathy, intuition, dreams, strong heart song. And this is saying that your dreams are letting you know who it is. Now, since I'm also very witchy, let's call it like that, because I don't think it's witchy, but whatever. Um, if you are having strange dreams and you're feeling like somebody is sending you the evil eye or being jealous about you, if you just put a garlic clove underneath your pillow, with, like, cut it with a cross, like with your fingernails, right? And put it underneath your pillow for 3 days, you usually it usually reveals itself through your dreams or in your 3D world. Okay. So but it does look like external bullshit, right, will not affect you. But then there's internal bullshit, like people gossiping, people trying to start rumors, people trying to start drama. That one they'll tell you in your dreams. So write down your dreams is what I can tell you, starting from May 18th, maybe a week before. Okay. Because they're letting you know of turbulent waters around the corner. Okay. Now let's find out what else tarot would like to tell you for me. It's pretty straightforward. It's kind of like I feel Four of Pentacle energy with you, and that means holding back a little bit, being a little bit restrained and cautious. Okay, so the first thing we have is the 10 of Cups in reverse. So see, this is what I'm saying. It feels like the illusion of happiness is going away. And then we have the World card, and that is not in your personal 3D life. I'm saying it doesn't feel to me like this is super bad for you, Taurus. It feels like it's happening where you're living and in the world in general. That's what it feels like. And it's judgment. So it is something outside the human ability to correct. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. It's kind of like it's written, or it is something stronger than the human element that is influencing um, the loss of this belief system that everything was wonderful, right? Like, I want to say getting kicked out of Eden. That's what it kind of feels like. And then we have the energy of the Magician followed by the Knight of Cups. And they're warning you that during this time of chaos, there will be people um, around you speaking very nice, being very open, being, I want to say, like, being very flattering around you. And they are the Wizard of Oz, right? So they're going to probably promise you a lot of things. They're going to say how great you are, blah, blah, blah. And what they're doing is spinning a big game so that you think they have some kind of power or ability or whatever to help you in this situation. And what they're telling you here is be very mindful with your resources. Wow, and two more came out and I didn't want two more, but again, this is the Eight of Swords, and this is the Strength card, which is also an 8. 88 is interesting here. 88 came out here. And what I'm seeing is that to not get trapped in, I want to say, collective anxiety, hold strong your will, your stick-to-itiveness, the person that you are. Like, be stable within yourself, because I feel like you're going to be in the middle of like a huge hurricane and you're the only sane body. Taurus, which makes sense because you're Taurus, right? Um, in the bottom of the deck, we have um, the Seven of Coins, which is talking about it's time for you to take care of your garden, to invest in yourself, to assure that you're going to be okay. And look at how interesting. After the Seven of Coins, we have the Seven of Wands and black shit from around you. I mean, literally, it's telling you it's time for you to tend to your needs, your stuff. You take care of you. Just believe me. I'm just not even going to try anymore. Um, with the Seven of Coins, and then it's also saying, and block the BS, because you are in the bus to move into calmer waters, but there are energies around you that would like to lie, steal, and cheat from you. So, I mean, and that's normal because we see this energy of jealousy, right? There's jealousy around you. There's people that would like to play you for a fool, blah, 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 because you are stable in the middle of chaos, right? But it's really not on you. Like, it's not like if the universe hasn't been sending signs out there in every single media outlet to let you know that something strange is in the air, and that it can negatively impact you, and you should be cautious of who you share your energy with, who you talk to, who you hang out with, because not everybody is on your side, right? And so, I mean, you know what this reminds me of, now that I'm talking to you, it's kind of coming to my head. Do you know the ant movie, or that story about the ant and the grasshoppers, right? Where The grasshopper just spent the whole entire summer lazing around doing stuff while the ants were like busting their stuff, putting things away, and making sure they're ready for winter. Um, and then the grasshopper ends up freezing in the winter because they didn't have anything to sustain themselves in the winter, right? That's what I'm saying. Like you guys have been doing the work and hankering down, and they're telling you to hanker down, right? To not be too splurgy when it comes to your economy, to make sure that you have all your things straight, all your economy straight, that everything in your life is pretty stable because turbulent times are coming. And it's not like if it's not very present in the world. So they're telling you to hanker down, be cautious, and also be cautious of those that come around right now trying to be super nice when they weren't there before when you needed them, right? And that's just prudence, right? That's the biggest thing I would like to tell you is use your common sense. But the thing is that there's a lot of non-common sense around us. So pay attention. Hope this helps.